What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the house. Heading into the final week of NFL season. We've got more than we usually have, I feel like, on this episode this time. What's up, Dom?
Hello, everyone.
What's up, Jacob?
What's up?
Jacob just coming back from Colorado, fresh ski, snowmobiling, snowboard trip. Freaking lit.
And other
Anyway,
stuff
just
too.
ice skated.
Recreational.
I skated.
I skated.
Anything?
That's about it, guys. I
No.
hiked a little bit.
And a nice jog here and there.
Yeah.
Nice jog. Well, what are you doing?
I was told not to speak that much, so I think I've hit
Will's-
the word limit.
Will's having technical difficulties, so yeah.
Do I sound better?
We're
You sound
limiting
better. Most of the time. I don't. It's very odd. It just started. So
You guys know where to follow us. All down below. JD Network, JD Media Network, To the House JD, all that jazz. It'll be down there. So follow us. You'll get notifications and all that jazz. First thing of
Order of business. Come on.
Order of business. Thank you, Jacob. Are we doing the tier list? You guys want to do tier list first?
do you want to? Sure.
I feel like that'll be fun to go
Right
first.
in. All right.
I feel like that'll be fun. More fun than Pixar.
You say you feel like it'll be fun, but here's the problem with that: is I feel like we jump into other things first. We can talk about the teams. You see what I'm saying? And
Okay.
then
So
at
you want
the
news?
end,
You want news
We can
first?
take that
Jacob?
into account. Yeah, we'll take
All right.
take things into account.
Let's talk about
for the
Antonio
tier
Brown
list. You see what
first.
I'm saying?
Tearing off of his jersey, pads, and gloves and tossing into the stands and running off. Jacob, you like that?
Whatever, dude.
There's
What do you expect? I mean, Antonio Brown, what do you expect? He literally expects, like, what is he going for at this point? He's gotten a Super Bowl. He literally won a Super Bowl. Bruce Arians and Tom Brady and that organization has shown that they were trying to help him. You know, he got a Super Bowl and he still decided that he needs to be the main guy. Well, why? Like, what are you going for? Records? Dude, you've missed like 2 years because you're a baby. Like, just take what you can get, and it's not a bad job. I don't think it's a bad gig. Why are you being a baby? Records, dude. You've missed like 2 years.
My bad.
Thank you, Josh.
Rookie.
I'm over here sharing the post. Yeah, my bad.
So let me
Dom?
share with you guys all the information I know because I listened to. I listen. I have a new car now, and I listen to Sirius Radio.
You
Often.
couldn't listen to stuff in his old car before.
He
It was
said-
just
he
so
said
ancient.
shout out new-
It
he
ran
said
on
shout out new car.
hamster power.
So Sirius Radio is like, I love Sirius Radio right now, and I was listening
Pretty
to the
serious about it too.
actually, I was listening to the Rich Eisen show today, and there was stuff that was developing during the show because one, Antonio Brown officially got released today. And this is what they were mainly talking about for like 3 hours straight. I was at work just listening to it the whole time. And Bruce Arians had his press conference and stuff. So what we know, okay, things about this situation that we know, which I think was very eye-opening, is one, a couple or within the past couple weeks, while Antonio Brown's been hurt and working through trying to, get through this injury or whatever, he's been talking to the GM of the team about getting his incentive pay guaranteed to him because he would have hit certain incentives if he wasn't injured. So he was trying to get that incentive pay guaranteed into guaranteed money for him, right? And the team wasn't about it, right? So he was in this game, and a big part of it was he was counting his receptions. Like, he was very aware of his stats during this game, and he wanted the ball so that he could hit these incentives that he would have hit if he wasn't injured and stuff to get his money. Now, one, Antonio Brown being about money is not anything new, and that's part of this situation. Okay, so that's on him, but then he wasn't getting the touches in this game, and he was getting frustrated and whatnot because he's counting his receptions, he's counting his stats and stuff because he's trying to get this incentive pay and hit certain milestones or whatever to get that pay. And so they weren't putting him in the game, and he was getting frustrated about it. And then his ankle was the whole injury thing. I think that's something we've all heard now, is how his ankle was hurting during the game, and the medical staff cleared him to play, but he didn't quite feel like he was whatever. So it was just kind of like them not putting him in the game, right? He was getting pissed about that. And then he called out Tom Brady, but kind of not. He said that Tom was throwing to his boys kind of thing, and that Antonio Brown didn't feel like he was one of Tom's boys anymore, which is stupid because he's followed Tom Brady to 2 separate teams now. Tom Brady's let him stay in his house. So that's a little bit of the diva-ness in Antonio Brown. And so they decide to put Antonio Brown in the game again after not putting him in the game. And Antonio Brown threw a fit and stuff. And then basically Bruce Arians cut him on the sideline. He was like, no, get out of here. You're done. And that's when Antonio Brown went crazy. So it's not like Antonio Brown went crazy and then got cut. He was basically cut already at that point, and then he just threw everything off. He was done, So it's a mix of so much. And I think the team is a little bit at fault. I think the coaching staff's a little bit at fault. But Antonio Brown, it doesn't change his character, and that his past follows him where he goes. If this happened to someone like Julio Jones, right, who hasn't had any character issues, right, then we'd be talking a lot about the team, but the fact that this happened to Antonio Brown is not surprising whatsoever. And this could be the reason, and there could be a lot of truth behind the team stuff. There could be a lot and there's still stuff I'm not even mentioning. I think that the team is
he paid Guerrero, Brady's athletic trainer person, like a lot of money to like train with him, and he didn't get anything from that. And he's been requesting money for like a couple weeks now, like a refund basically for all that.
Yeah.
But Bruce Arians came out and said that he didn't even follow the team's protocols with like, trying to heal his ankle and all that stuff for over like the 8 weeks he wasn't playing, including the suspension time. So it was just
it's such a bad situation for like all parties. I feel like it's good that they cut him. It's good that it's over with. I think
it's long from over. I think we have to figure out what's going to be happening between both parties.
But short term, I think it's over at the moment. I think Tampa Bay can focus on what they need to focus on and not worry about Antonio Brown at the moment.
Terrell Owens.
No chance.
I don't, it's a complicated situation. And for as much as everyone wants to blame Antonio Brown and Antonio Brown only, I think there's a lot more fault to go around. But this doesn't change who Antonio Brown is and what we've seen in the past for sure. Yeah. So I just wanted to share all that, kind of put it out there a little bit.
I mean, it changes it a little bit for sure.
It does, right? That's how I felt about it too. Knowing especially that he was cut before he threw the real fit and threw everything off and jogged off the sideline with the peace sign and whatnot, knowing that he was basically cut before that, I think makes a little bit of a difference. Because I think you see this originally, and I saw this originally on Sunday, and I was like, oh, he just left the team.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, like this dude just left and quit in the game. But it turns out that he didn't just quit in the game. He was cut first, So, I mean, that makes a little bit of a difference, but the character stuff is still there for sure.
Yeah.
Some character stuff that a reporter thinks belongs to this guy. I talked about a little bit on Will and Colton's podcast yesterday. This reporter who gets to vote for MVP, long story short, called Aaron Rodgers a bad guy, and said that he will not be receiving his vote because he is an a-hole, is a bad guy, doesn't like him, and that's why he's not going to receive his MVP vote. And
the fact that this guy made this decision basically in the preseason or off season before even having the season. And Aaron Rodgers nailed this because this was all in an interview, like in a press conference. And Aaron Rodgers responded and was like, he basically didn't try to discredit the guy, but he did. I mean, like, I completely agree that the dude should be discredited. I don't think this guy should be a part of the voting if that's what he's basing this off of.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers did bring up the part or the fact that he thinks it has to do with him not being vaccinated, and this guy is like out to get him for not being vaccinated kind of thing. I don't know if it has that much to do with it, and Aaron Rodgers might be like a little bit paranoid about that part. But nonetheless, I do think this guy shouldn't have a place in the voting if that's how he's gonna do
This guy is also a Chicago Bears fan, I believe, from what Will
Of course
told
he
me.
is.
He's from Chicago.
From
He's a Chicago
Chicago,
writer.
so
Because
yeah,
the guys that vote for this are press guys, I believe. So he's probably a Chicago writer.
Do you want me to pull up the video?
yeah. Pull up the video, can you,
I'll pull up the video. Yeah, let me just set
All right.
this up here.
Jacob? What are your thoughts though while he's pulling it up?
I don't think the MVP should be based off of personality. It should be based like solely off of statistics and team
Performance.
record.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
performance. I wouldn't even say record. I mean, obviously, yeah, but that'll play into your performance.
Let's
Last
watch
week
this.
about what it would mean to win your fourth MVP. What do you think of one of the 50 voters coming out and saying yesterday, quote, "I don't think you can be the biggest jerk in the league and punish your team and your organization and your fan base the way he did and be the MVP. I think he's a bad guy, and I don't think a bad guy can be the MVP at the same time."
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum. He doesn't know me. I don't know who he is. No one knew who he was probably until yesterday's comments. But I mean, and I listened to the comments, but to say he had his mind made up in the summertime, in the off season, that, you know, I had zero chance of winning MVP, in my opinion, should exclude, you know, future votes. You know, his problem isn't with me being a bad guy or the biggest jerk in the league. Because he doesn't know me. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know anything about me. I mean, I've never met him. I've never had lunch with him. I've never had an interview with him. His problem is I'm not vaccinated. You know, so if he wants to go on a crusade and collude and come up with an extra letter to put on the award just for this season and make it the most valuable vaccinated player, then he should do that. But he's a bum, and I'm not going to waste any time worrying about that stuff. He has no idea who I am. He's never talked to me in his life. But it's unfortunate that those sentiments. It's surprising that he would even say that, to be honest. But yeah, I knew this was possible. Talked about it on McAfee weeks ago. But crazy.
Yeah. There
I
it is.
think that he's a bum.
Most
It's just
valuable,
iconic.
most valuable vaccinated player.
It's really just iconic, and I think he's right in the fact that maybe some media members, especially showing after this, shouldn't be voting. At least maybe especially because they're city writers, they're going to root for their team and be homers or whatever. So it's kind of like, what are we doing here? So
You should
Yeah.
see, like, I don't think we get that in the NFL, but in the NHL, when they have the awards at the end of the season, we get a list. Like, we get all the votes. We get the entire like receipt, basically, of the vote sheet. And it's so obvious that people that some of these writers take like home votes, like homer picks, like people that shouldn't even remotely be in the conversation. They're not even like close to being the top half of like the goalies in the league will be in like they'll get like 1 4th place vote in the goalie of the year thing. And it's just like so stupid and obvious that these writers take like a little home pick and stuff. And it's so
Dumb looking at this list like.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, I don't think we see that in the NFL. I don't think we get like those the vote lists and stuff. But I know as far as the NHL goes, the writers being the people that vote for this stuff, I mean, it kind of sucks. Like it's a little bit biased in some cases, and you get like stupid situations like this Aaron Rodgers situation. But yeah.
Well, I think that's it for news and headlines. Only thing I got. So unless you guys got some more.
Clinton Portis, 6 months in federal prison,
Yeah,
scamming
probably-
veterans.
Yeah, he probably deserves it with what he did. So yeah.
The Washington, what's that
Washington.
name?
Oh yeah, the Washington football team changing their name. We could talk about that a little bit.
Yes. What's their what's their name
Admiral?
again?
Admirals, I think, is what people on Twitter are kind of going off saying that WashingtonAdmirals.com redirected them yesterday or the day before to WashingtonFootballTeam.com. So it redirected them to the team's website. So I guess that's kind of telling of what they patented maybe or what they're already pushing for. So
The
yeah.
Giving Kitchen. That's what I got.
Now it goes to a different website, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Washington football, and they did release new uniforms too with stars on the side. That's kind of why I talked about on Will's podcast again yesterday. Admirals or Generals, I think he said. Will were both good names, but I don't like.
I think that Washington Georges is still like the best name they could pick.
Jake,
I like
you got any votes for Washington's new name?
I don't get the vote.
I said Jacob, but it's okay.
Will's having all kinds of technical difficulties.
No.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, Will.
What happened to me now?
Will, you're
Will,
frozen.
he's frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen, bud. I can't wait to rewatch this on stream. You're frozen.
You're just frozen. It's just
Yeah,
funny.
you're
It's
staring.
not funny like the last time Josh was frozen, but
Yeah, I wish you were in a better pose.
yeah.
But yeah, Jacob, do you like the Washington football team name? Like, do you
Washington football team?
Yeah, because there is a chance that they could stick with that. I mean, they could stick with the football
No.
team.
This-
No,
No, come on. Have a nickname.
stupid. Well,
Yeah.
That's the mascot. What's
Dummy
the mascot?
Colton on Will's podcast said that football team's a great name. So
No, we gotta have a mascot.
yeah, what's gonna be your
That's
mascot?
dumb.
A dude with a helmet, football pads.
Their new logo is gonna be
What's an admiral?
It's gonna be the Browns logo, but it's gonna be, red.
Well, Admiral, I feel like is also kind of like, isn't a Patriots mascot like a soldier type thing or no?
Sort of, yeah. It's a
I feel like that's what
Patriot.
Admirals. I feel like that's what
Colonial
Admirals
a
would be.
player with a page that's. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's kind of like
Oh.
a colonial soldier kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh. Okay, that's kind of what I
Kinda
feel
cool,
for
to be honest.
Admirals, though. Is kind of that vibe at least. So,
I don't know. I guess.
but yeah,
All right, you want to get
uh,
here then? Tears.
yeah. Let's do tiers. So these are all the tiers for the playoff teams. At the very bottom, you say not going to cut it. Those are all the teams that are eliminated. Literally have no shot at making the playoffs.
Eliminated.
Eliminated, yeah. Literally have no shot. So don't even worry or try to talk about those teams because no reason to. First up, San Francisco 49ers. I believe they're on the outside looking in right now.
I'll tell you in a
Right,
second.
let me go
I'll
look.
tell you in a second. I'll tell you in a
Conference.
second. Yes, they're the only NFC team.
That's
oh wait,
right.
no, I lied. They're definitely. Wait, what?
Them, Philadelphia. Oh, Philadelphia's clinched it. Them and New Orleans
It's-
are the only ones
them
that
and New Orleans, yeah.
can make it.
No, what? Wait, whoa.
Yeah, Philadelphia's clinched.
NFL.com is screwed. Okay,
So San Francisco and New Orleans are the only ones who have a chance.
San Francisco is
last spot.
actually they're in the playoffs
No.
at the moment.
Well, I guess at
But
the
they're not
moment they
clinched.
are, yeah,
But they're not clinched.
but they haven't
Yeah.
clinched yet.
Yeah,
But I would think I would put them in. Could shock maybe, but I'd probably just go happy to be here. I think, to be honest.
I
with
think
you.
happy to be here for sure for me. I don't see them making
Don,
it
do you agree
far.
with happy to be here?
yeah. The quarterback situation's a little bit rough to bet on right now, and I yeah, maybe happy to be here. I want to give them more credit than that. I do because I think they're a little bit more explosive than just happy to be here.
Yeah.
But we're
I-
it's playoff time. It's a different monster. I don't know.
I like that I joined at a great time about the Eagles clinching as a 7 seed, but the 49ers aren't safe as a 6 seed.
Yeah, that's what I
And it
don't.
comes down to tiebreakers. So, like, if the Saints win, the Eagles and 49ers lose, it creates a 3-way tie at like 9-8. The situation goes down to conference tiebreakers where the Eagles are 7-4, Niners are 6-5, Saints are 6-5.
So Eagles
Okay,
are-
but how are the Eagles clinching? Philly clinches because as a two-team tiebreaker with the Saints, and they would win a 3-team tiebreaker with the 49ers and Saints. If all teams finish 9-8, Philly and the Saints would get in thanks to their NFC records. If the 49ers and Saints win and the Eagles lose, 49ers are in a better record of 10-7, while the Eagles are 9-8, but get over New Orleans because of a head-to-head win week 11. So for the scenarios, it's a win and they're in for the Niners. And then, it's a win and pray that the 49ers lose for the Saints. There's a lot of science behind it, a lot of math.
Just too much for me to keep
Yeah,
track.
that was way too much. I'm be honest. We do have somebody, Johnny Wisconsin, commenting on YouTube. I guess we're on YouTube. He said he bets the 49ers make it. Shout out Johnny Wisconsin.
I mean, I think they make it. I do.
Like make it to the
I-
playoffs, or do they have to
making the
win?
playoffs.
So winning, they're in, right?
Winning, they're in. Yeah.
Who do they play?
The Rams. But here's the thing.
Jacob's face.
Kyle
Jacob's face.
Shanahan has won the last 5 meetings against the Rams. The last 5.
It's true. That's why I
The
changed one
last
of my
time
picks
he
to San
didn't
Fran.
beat the 40. Well, the last time he didn't beat the Rams, Jimmy G was out with an ACL injury. That's all the way back in what 2018. Yeah, so you go all 2019, all 2020, and then technically 2021, all beating them. But when Jimmy G did come to LA, well, to San Fran, they did beat LA in like the last week of the season or something ridiculous like that. So
Also,
Jimmy G is absolutely perfect. The Washington
I was
Admirals.
just seeing this late. They did not get a new name yet, Johnny. February 2nd, they'll be announcing their name on like all social medias, I'm assuming. So yeah, February 2nd. Look forward to it.
And he's also asking, are the Rams starting all their starters?
They have to fight for the division, so
I think they
Yeah.
are.
I would think they're starting their players
Well,
because of
it depends on how the game goes. They start all their starters. Yeah. Do they play the whole game? I don't know. Depends on how the game
they
goes.
have to scoreboard watch because if they lose and the Cardinals win, Cardinals get home field advantage. Well, not home field advantage, but a home playoff game, which is what everyone's fighting for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on to the next team, we got Cincinnati Bengals. They are currently the 3
Good
seed
shock.
in the AFC.
Yeah.
Clint
Good shock's a good one. I like
Good
good
shock.
shock.
Yeah.
Could
I'm
shock in the
wrong.
way of, oh, hey, it's the same old Bengals. Haven't won a playoff game in 30 years. Or, wow, they won their first playoff game in 30 years. I think the shock factor is them winning and losing. So either way, I think it's a shock for everyone
They're shocking if they lose too.
because it would just be the same old Bengals.
Well, then it's not shocking.
I think it'd be shocking because I see them at least winning one game in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think they
see.
could.
I see. Okay, yeah.
It
I will.
depends who they play in the playoffs. That's the biggest factor. Who
Yeah.
would they be facing?
Which AFC is going to change a ton after this week. So,
Apparently, to Colton, it doesn't change that much.
well, Colton's
Will,
also a
turn
Bengals,
your
so
mic. Just turn it. I have an idea. Turn the mic.
literally
It's
physically
weird.
turn it.
It's when you talk directly at the mic. I think it's the worst. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I turned it.
I got
All
nothing.
right, so far, so good.
right.
Moving on to the next team, Buffalo Bills. Where do you guys want the Buffalo Bills?
I'd put them in the let's get it right this time
Yeah.
category.
That's what I think. Yeah.
They've
Will,
been
you
in the
agree with that?
playoffs for the last couple of years. They haven't made it there. They haven't made it very far. I think let's get it right is their category right now.
And they are currently behind Cincinnati in the seeding, I guess you could say. But I agree in the fact that Cincinnati could shock is a good spot for them, though. So
Yeah. I mean, the playoffs is a different monster. You have teams with playoff experience that are meaning a lot more than, just talent in the regular season.
Tampa Bay, currently the 3 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, that's expect to win the Super Bowl 100%. I mean, Tom Brady's on the team. I think that's enough.
See, yes and no to me.
You think that could be a let's get it right, Jacob?
I feel like
I think they're the
defense
number
is
one.
They're like it's Tom Brady. They almost lost to the Jets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's their defense is iffy. It's so iffy to me. And like I get it, Tom Brady. Love Tom Brady. Dude's insane. He could win any game he wants. But like also one mess up. That team relies so much on Tom Brady playing great. I feel like or good. That like I don't know. It's hard to bet against him. So it's annoying. I think that situation.
I think
Very
you
annoying.
still got to expect to win the Super Bowl kind of thing. I think
Yeah.
there a lot of people have them as like the number one team in the playoffs, the number one team likely to get to the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm thinking they got to go through Green Bay, LA,
Yeah,
in
no,
Green
but-
Bay too. That's
Arizona.
kind of my
and so it's
maybe
like
a little bit of argument.
But I
that
think they
Green Bay will have
expect.
home field.
I still think that it's an expect to win Super Bowl. Green Bay's up there too, but I think it's like mostly
where do you think?
between those two teams.
For the Bucks,
Tampa Bay, yeah.
let's get it right.
Damn.
All right, we're going. Let's get it right. For the
Listen, it's that time of year where everyone's like, "Oh, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win." And all of a sudden, they're just gonna clean house again.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Brady does not win home wild card playoff games. He'll win on the road, and you saw that with Washington. He went on the road all the way to the Super Bowl. He doesn't win home wild card playoff games, and history shows for it.
Sure.
The Arizona Cardinals clinched it, but they're the 5 seed as of right now.
It's just crazy.
I would think I don't want to put them and expect to win.
No,
God,
I'd
no.
say let's get it
Why?
right.
That's not even an option.
But
If
I feel
Tampa
like
Bay
you can't put it.
win.
I feel like you can't put it. Let's get it right though.
Why?
I don't know. What do you
So
say?
you say could shock, but like
Is it a
We're
shock?
not-
Is it a shock if they beat Green Bay, Rams, Tampa Bay, or Dallas?
They ain't gonna get that far.
no, yeah, I think could shock is what it is.
I
Yeah,
think could shock
I
is a good
agree.
spot. Moving on, Los Angeles Chargers. Huge game Sunday night against the Raiders. Pretty much a win and you're in, I'm pretty sure, in that game. So I would think happy
Or
to
a
be here.
tie, and you're in.
I'm thinking
Or
happy
tie
to be
if
here.
Jaguars beat the Colts. Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to. Let's bring this up. If Brady has a bad game, Tampa can totally win. Packers can't win if A-Rod has a bad game. I agree with that.
I can agree
The
with
only
that.
thing only thing that is the biggest factor is Leonard Fournette. I don't think is playing right. Well, he's not going to.
He'll be back for wild card weekend. Trust me.
Oh,
He'll be back.
and you know what? I do agree with that 100%. I do kind of agree with that 100%.
Leonard Fournette will be back. His hamstring should be fully healed. He's on IR, but he'll be elevated by the time that comes around.
I do agree with that. Then
I just
that- Tom Brady not playing his best. Tom Brady could play an okay game and they could still win. Whereas if Aaron
Sure.
Rodgers plays an
Green
okay
Bay.
game, there's a lot more riding on Aaron Rodgers than there is Tom Brady. I feel like.
no, that's fair.
Green Bay's also undefeated
fair.
at home, though.
I'm just they are undefeated at home, and they're gonna have a home playoff
Playoffs
run.
playoffs in the NFC are literally going to run through them.
And so
So I don't know.
I don't know. I agree with that. I do, just because of obviously Leonard Fournette and Aaron Jones, good for them. That secondary for Tampa Bay is so scary to me. As in bad. They're not good. And so I'm like, any team with a good offense, aka Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, LA and the Matt Stafford and the Rams, Cooper Kupp's gonna feast on that secondary.
But you also have to realize too, Matthew Stafford can't play playoff football.
How many chances has he gotten?
Yeah, Matthew Stafford hasn't seen much playoff football.
Well, I mean,
He's got,
the
one
refs did
chance with
screw him
Megatron.
out. In
He's
Dallas.
also been on the goddamn Lions, but
Yeah.
okay.
So I mean, it's as much as and it's still Tom Brady, and so you could say Tom Brady could score as many points as he wants to. If he really tries, that he can score those points. So it's yeah, they can easily win too. But also, I don't know. Just in my opinion, you're playing really good offenses, and so I don't know.
That's fair.
You gotta have
That's
some
fair.
sort of secondary. But also, he's not wrong. You're not wrong.
Moving on to Los Angeles Chargers.
That's
Huge,
yeah,
huge
that's
game.
just-
Winning, you're in. But that's happy to be here, surely, right?
that's,
Could
yeah,
shock.
that's definitely happy to be here for sure.
Will thinks it could be
Yeah.
argued could shock.
Well, they could shit the bed, or they can just honestly shock. I mean, they could go either way. They lose to the Texans, but they'll beat the Chiefs. They are the most. They're my pick for the hottest and coldest team from this year, because you
Yeah.
don't know what you're getting from the Chargers.
That's why, and I feel like compared to the Niners are happy to be in the playoffs, where Chargers are probably going to try to make a push. I don't think
the
Niners can make a
49ers
push.
would get carried by their defense and their really good run game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay
Next
with
You
that.
got
Shock.
something else? Yeah, next. Kansas City Chiefs.
I think that has to be a let's get it right this time. I think that has to be the exact same thing as Tampa Bay, to be honest.
Yeah, they're the same team, really.
I agree.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts.
Except they're in the AFC, so
I think the Colts could definitely shock.
Really? I don't see that at all.
Jonathan Taylor is the biggest weapon in the league.
yeah,
he's No one's just
a rushing
stop.
leader by so much.
They ended the Patriots 7 or 8 game win streak just because Jonathan literally only Jonathan Taylor ended that. Not
Okay,
nothing else. No other
Okay,
factor.
then what if Jonathan Taylor has a bad game?
Well,
Carson, I think
if he has a
that
bad
can't be
game, he has a
really
bad
asked
game.
much,
I'm saying
Carson Wentz has a whole 8 minutes of playoff time in his entire career.
Is their
that's why I think
defense-
it's could shock. It's could
Is their
shock. It's
defense
not going to
stout?
say will shock. It's saying could. Their defense is one of the best in the league.
Okay, then I
Colts?
put could shock. Yeah.
I would put him happy to be here.
I don't know. I think they're a little bit better than happy to be here. I think they have the weapons. They had a slow start to the season, but ever since they've been strong.
I think it's good shock. So that's 3, I guess. So we'll put them at good shock. Dallas Cowboys.
Let's get it right this time. I think that's a let's get it right this
Yeah,
time.
because they have to figure out what
Yeah.
they're doing on offense.
Yeah,
But they're
Shit
strong
show
team.
there.
They're a strong
They're a
team.
strong team. Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia.
I
Philadelphia.
think that's happy to be there 100.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that-
that's a good shock.
that
They've
is not a
averaged
good
over
shock,
200
Will.
yards a game
Lucky
for
to be
the
there.
last 4 weeks. Something ridiculous like that.
They're lucky they're in a terrible division.
I think
Well, that's why they're in the wild card. They're not even in the division lead.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I know,
I'm
I'm just
saying they're
saying, like-
lucky to be in it, though. I don't think they're
Yeah.
even gonna have a
I think
chance in the
the
first round.
Eagles could shock. Listen, Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, they run the football. They play very good running football, and their defense is helping them too. I mean, their defense is solidified a lot too.
I just
Okay,
don't
but
think
again,
they have
to
what
me-
it takes to play playoff football. I think they're happy that they did that good in regular season alone.
I
But
think they
again-
can honestly win in the wild card weekend, but
Again, my point-
ultimately depends where they would land. If they play the Cardinals, I think it could be a guaranteed lock that they beat the Cardinals.
No, I
I
don't.
think-
What?
That's what I'm saying. Look, you're going up against either Arizona, Dallas, Tampa Bay, Rams, or Green Bay. Right?
You think it's a guaranteed
point,
win
right?
for the
I'm
Eagles if
not
they play the
gonna say.
Cardinals?
If it's a guaranteed win, they play the Cardinals.
Do you just think that because the Cardinals' defense is so bad, the Cardinals' offense can
Jalen
have a
Hurts has
shootout?
played well against the Cardinals. And their
What?
defense has fallen off of major fiscal cliff since the last time he's played.
Is D Hop going to be back by any chance?
No, he's out for the year.
D Hop's out, right? Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know. I think that the Eagles are happy
I
to
just-
be there. They're not even on my radar of these playoff teams personally.
No, they're not.
All
Yes.
the Eagles have to do is just do what New England did to Buffalo on Monday night.
I
Just,
just-
run the ball 50 times and just don't stop. Pass the ball
I
when you
think that-
absolutely need to.
Difference
And
is
plus, you got a top 5 tight end in the league.
I
With Dallas
think-
Goddard. Come on.
I think
New
the Eagles are
England
the
has
weakest
best coach of all
team.
time. What?
I think the
New
Eagles
England
are the
has
weakest team in this entire playoffs. No
I
matter
agree.
how it's cut, I think the Eagles are the weakest team. I
don't
think they're
see
happy
that.
to be there.
No, if
think
the
Johnny
Raiders were to
Wisconsin-
make it, I think the Raiders would be the weakest team because they've been going through the absolute most.
The Raiders have beat some good teams, some real good teams in this season.
Johnny
And they've
thinks
lost
that
to some real bad teams.
Johnny
but then
thinks
the
Eagles
Eagles
could beat
are-
Green Bay.
No,
You guys agree with that?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think the Eagles are a threat to any team in
No.
this playoffs.
Well, I mean, you're going to give the entire Packers team a whole week to rest. So, if this was wild card, maybe, but you got to play in the freezing cold of Lambeau Field, so they're just all going to be well rested by the time divisional round comes around.
I don't know. I think I'm good with happy to be there for the Eagles.
I am as well.
I think it's how to do there.
moving
Will, I will say, I think Will has some sort of point because I do think in the middle of the season I was a little high on the Eagles just because I think they were doing a lot better than
They
expected.
went from 3-6. Now they're in the postseason run. Come on, they really turned their
Yes.
season around midway through. Jalen Hurts is the QB1 for years to come. I don't care what anyone thinks. I think he's the
a
right
lot
guy
better
for
than people
Philly.
thought. But you're still going up against such great teams in the NFC.
And the only thing
Right,
I have
so-
to disagree with Johnny Wisconsin's post here about historically bad quarterbacks. Here's the difference between Jalen Hurts and Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick can run the ball. Jalen Hurts is not as fast as Colin Kaepernick was. Colin Kaepernick was the kryptonite of the Packers, and you saw that for 2 consecutive years in the playoffs.
Talk about the Packers. Where do we put them? Surely.
I think they're expected. They are expected
Expect
to
to
win
win.
if the guy with the last name King does not touch that football field for that defense.
I love that. Yeah, I think with home field running through them, that's
100%.
They should be at least getting to the Super Bowl, if not winning it. So yeah.
Yeah.
New England Patriots. This is a fun one, I feel like.
Could shock.
Let's get it right.
It's the
I think-
Patriots.
I say could shock.
It's the Patriots.
I'm kind of
for
with
all we
Jacob,
know.
and in fact, get it up here, to be honest.
Because they're a solid team.
You got to see a little bit more out of Mac. Like, they could run the football, but, if you're in a 3rd and long, like a 3rd and 12, you need Mac Jones to complete this pass.
He hasn't been bad though.
I know he's not
they're
bad, but
deep.
here's the thing, though. A rookie
He's-
quarterback on the road in the postseason. I mean, we've seen Joe Flacco and Mark Sanchez do it, but can Mac Jones follow in their footsteps and shock teams?
But I think whenever you look at the teams he's playing in the AFC compared to who he'd be playing in the NFC if he was over there, he has a lot better chance in the AFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of these teams, Tennessee, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Buffalo.
The Patriots have beat some good teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
The only thing to me is these games are going to rely so much on this defense. And yeah, this defense is good, and this defense, some of these players are veteran players. They've been around. They've been through the Super Bowls. They know what it takes to win. But I don't know. I think there's too many factors on offense. I think there's too many factors in general in these games for the Patriots, where it's not. None of these games are going to be sure games for the Patriots whatsoever. I think it could shock just because the Patriots. There's so many factors on that defense. It relies so much on how their defense plays that other team in these games, and they have a good defense, but it's the playoffs. Teams are here to play.
The next team, I believe, what Dom said about the Eagles being the weakest team, I think this team is right next to them.
Yeah,
they'd be happy to be here.
I agree with happy to be here, 100%.
They just got to find a coach. I think they do have the right steps right now with the guy that is their special team head coach or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but they need some more authority. They need someone that can kind of get them going.
Los Angeles Rams. I'm sorry.
Let's get it right.
Rams.
Let's get it right, 100%. Let's get it right.
I like that. Sorry, Cowboys.
That's an easy one too.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens.
They would be happy to be here if they made it.
Yeah, they're not.
I
don't think they shock. I don't think they shock.
The injuries have finally caught up to them.
Yeah,
and they've just been kind of on their last leg for the last 6 weeks until Lamar got hurt. That's when that's when they fell apart. Was Lamar?
I like that. New Orleans Saints.
Not going to cut it.
Yeah, I think they're not going to cut it either. I think I put them in not going to cut it. To be honest, I almost put the Ravens in not going to cut it because there's too many teams ahead of them.
The Saints make it if San Fran loses to the Rams, right?
Yeah, San Fran loses. The Saints have to win to leapfrog and get up there.
Who do the Saints play?
Atlanta
Falcons.
See, I think that's more possible. I think San Fran losing to the Rams is more probable than improbable.
Atlanta won in New Orleans. This game's in Atlanta, so.
Here's the thing, though. To me, all right, knowing the playoff picture right now, knowing this playoff picture, especially the AFC playoff picture, if we were to put the Saints in not going to cut it, I'm going to make a strong argument that the Ravens are going to be in not going to cut it either. Because the Ravens have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams ahead of them right now, and that's before those teams play and before the Ravens play. And one of those teams are the Colts facing the Jaguars. And if they win, I'm pretty sure the Ravens don't even make it at all. And the Ravens would have to beat Pittsburgh, and this Ravens team has lost however many in a row. They're dilapidated, whatever. The Raiders and the Chargers still have to play. One of those teams are making it. The Colts are probably going to make it. The Ravens have literally pretty much zero shot making the playoffs. Yeah. So if we're going to do this to the Saints, we're definitely doing this to the Ravens as well.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
So you guys want to move them both to not going to cut it?
I think the Ravens are better than that, but their situation is their situation. I mean,
I like the Ravens' backup quarterback compared to the Saints starter as of right now.
Man,
I'd be willing to put them both in not going to make it.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing to do that too.
I'll put them at the top at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
give him that much. Give him that much.
Big Ben, I'm sure, is going to try to win his possible last game ever.
And they have a tiebreaker above the Ravens anyway because that won't matter.
That's why I still think I feel like the Saints should still be happy to be here. I'm gonna be honest, just because of San Fran playing LA.
Listen, they were a 6-win team when frickin' Jameis got hurt, and they've only got 2 wins in the last month, and one of them came against the Jets.
What's
Two
our
wins
other
in-
one?
They don't have anything going for them. They don't.
They don't have anything going for them.
That's why I think they're happy to be there because they're going to be there. When San
No,
Fran
they're
loses
just
to
Not
LA.
going to
gonna
be there
make
at
it.
all.
When San Fran loses to LA, they're freaking in, guys.
If they beat
Jimmy
Atlanta,
G has not lost to the Rams. Always remember that stat. He's
Yeah.
5-0. Well, 6-0 as a starter.
He's going to lose this week, Will. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Not gonna cut it.
I don't think they're going to cut it either.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, hold on.
Thank
If
you,
you're gonna
Jacob.
say
It's the same
dude.
situation as the Ravens. It's the same exact situation. They're literally playing each other this weekend. They're both games back right now already from teams that are in the hunt, which are the Raiders and the Chargers. Who one of them's going to make it. The Colts are also going to make. Like, there's just no chance that either of these two teams make it.
How many teams make it on both sides?
7. The 7. Pittsburgh's number 9. The Ravens are number 11.
Well, if we're doing that, then right now we've got 14 teams in.
Who's number 10? Excuse me?
That's all I'm saying.
What?
So neither the Steelers or the Titans are going to cut it, is what we're saying here.
But
Well,
we-
according to Colton,
anything
the
about the
Titans were
Titans?
never gonna cut it anyway.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, what? The
I
Titans
don't
are.
think
Excuse me?
I don't think that happy to be here is necessarily we're saying they're in the playoffs. They just have a chance. They are happy that they have a chance.
That's why I think the Saints are there.
And I understand that. That's why I understand that. Because like
So what about
they're in the
Steelers? Are we-
because I feel like
Steelers are not gonna cut it.
I feel like,
They're not in
you know
right
what?
now.
Jacob's right.
See, I feel like the
Saints have a
Steelers should be
better
there.
shot
The
on
Saints
making
should be
it
there.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
The Saints are happy to be there. Fair. Right where they are right now, they're happy to be.
they're
I don't
lucky
think
is
they're
what
in
it
the
is. That's basically what that is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is luck.
How you're happy. Yeah.
100%. And Tennessee Titans, this is sure.
And especially about
Let's get it right.
yeah, let's get it right for sure.
They
Especially
need Derrick Henry to be healthy, and they need just if they get the ground game back, scary team.
That's why I think it could be expected to win, but I think I have to see him with Derrick Henry first.
Derrick Henry
Yeah.
needs to get into a game.
Yeah, 100%.
Still, top 10 in rushing this year. Hasn't played since week 9.
I like these tiers. I think this is correct.
I think we did it correctly. I like it.
Oh, they're okay.
The thing also with the Steelers and the Ravens, I don't think they're happy to just be in the hunt. Those are two teams that expect to be in the playoffs every year kind of thing, and they're already disappointed to be where they are,
100%.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like these tiers, how they are. I think that's
agree.
fair.
We're going to post them on our Instagram too, so I'll be able to save it and post it. And do
Like
all
the
that
last time you
stuff.
said you were going to?
I
you
did
ever?
post
I
it
just
last time.
hate it because I
don't
could
think it
see Green Bay
I did.
losing to the Rams, Titans, Bucks, and so it's hard for me to say. But they're a home team. That's the whole thing, I think, because
They are the number one seed. They're the number one team in the league. Possible MVP.
I say
back
Titans because
back
Titans are definitely AFC. Whatever.
still.
Hey, here's our tiers for last time that are posted on Instagram, just so both of you
Oh,
guys.
they got well, I guess they are.
Yeah, go ahead and just suck on that a little bit. I think it's picking time, Dom.
Yeah, I think it's.
picking time, Dom.
I think so.
About to mute Will.
So. Yeah. All right. Picking time. Let's get in on this.
Slim Pickens.
Kansas City.
Dom's in the lead. I want to say this first.
I'll let
Dom's in
Josh.
the lead by 3. 3 games divides me and Jacob from beating him on the season. Will is a little further back.
And
7
I
games.
have held the lead since week 1 or week 2. I mean, I've literally been dominant this season. I'm pretty proud of that, actually.
And me and Jacob have definitely strategically picked our upsets against Dom and trying to get them to win so we can beat Dom. That was really all I've gone. Dom, you're in the driver's seat now.
Nice. All right, Kansas City at Denver. We're not giving Denver a chance. We're all going Kansas City. I don't think there's much.
Vic Fangio's going out party.
There you go.
You should have picked
Dallas?
Denver, Will.
Dallas at
No.
Philadelphia. This game doesn't matter, correct? Whatsoever.
Well, for seeding for Dallas, it matters. But for
Yeah.
Philly,
For Philly,
they
it does
either
not.
will be a 6 or a 7 seed. Most likely a 7.
And we're all just giving Dallas the benefit of the doubt. I do think
Dallas
this-
has to get it right.
Yeah.
Because what they did against the Cardinals was abysmal.
I think Dallas
poor.
needs to win this game. I do think Dallas needs to win this game. They need to go into the playoffs that way. And Philadelphia is looking to have a good game against a rival opponent like this. So, I mean, that's always, Cincinnati at Cleveland. This is an interesting game for me because Joe Burrow's not playing. Joe Mixon's not playing, right? Bengals aren't starting those guys, right? Cleveland's also not playing Baker. So, I mean, it's just a crapshoot game, to be honest. And we're all going with Cincinnati. I don't even know who the backup quarterback to Joe Burrow is. Did we ever figure that out?
No,
I don't think it's that important, to be honest.
Because this game doesn't matter, I don't think, anyways.
No, I mean, they're in.
Yeah.
If Kansas City loses, then this game could be important for the Bengals in order to climb up, but they also need the Titans to lose.
Johnny says Cleveland's going to win without Baker.
I mean, Case Keenum's not. I think Case Keenum's at this point as good as Baker's been, probably. So, I mean, like, sure. I do think it's about as good as Baker at the moment.
The backup to Joe Burrow is either Brandon Allen or Jake Browning.
It's Brandon Allen.
Okay.
Yikes.
Well, whatever.
It is what it is.
It's a crapshoot. Washington football team at the New York Giants in the Meadowlands. Jacob, you're the only one going to the Giants, huh?
Yeah, that was the one that No, wait. I think I'd already
Yeah, you put
chosen
that.
them. I had already chosen them. Yeah.
He's a firm believer in Mike Lennon.
I don't know. That's okay.
he's questioning.
I have to keep him there. I have to if I want a chance to win. I mean, there's nobody else. There's not another team I'm willing
Jacob's
to.
already down one.
I mean, you could pick Cleveland over Cincinnati if you wanted to change it, but I don't think Giants over Washington is that bad of a pick. But
no, neither do I. Mike Lennon's gonna become a god for some reason.
Jacob needs them to go off. You need to drop Daniel Jones for Mike Glennon right now for our Super Bowl, Jacob.
Yeah, okay. I'm not winning with your Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase duo.
Well, they're not playing.
Too bad they're benched.
Oh, actually?
Yeah. You still have a chance, but I think I'm up by like 50, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
which I have Russell Wilson coming in, so it's not like I got nobody. Anyways.
Yeah.
Next game, Green Bay at Detroit. I mean, that's just...
Detroit always gives Green Bay troubles in Detroit.
They do.
Every year.
But
the Mason Crosby game, Detroit just, wanting to play.
100% Green Bay.
Yeah. Chicago at Minnesota. Justin Fields is playing, and that was...
Justin Fields has COVID. He's not playing on Sunday.
Oh, is that true?
He tested positive.
Who's
playing?
He
tested positive.
I think it's the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
He
could still be in that return to play protocol that they have, Will.
No, I think it's long gone from that. They said there's really not a shot that he comes back and plays.
Really?
Because he tested positive, so he has to wait it out.
I mean, he
has to wait at least 5 days.
Josh and Jacob.
Yeah.
I will give you this one, and I will pick Chicago if you'll let me change. If you want a pick, If you want to pick Minnesota and be different than me, I will go with Chicago if you let me pick late.
Well, why would you change to Chicago, though? I mean, I'll let you.
Because if Justin Fields is not playing and it's Andy Dalton or Nick Foles, I'm going Chicago.
But why are they going to play for Matt Nagy's job?
Yep. Yeah, that's a
dumb change. Play for Mike Zimmer's job. Mike Zimmer's going to get canned. Nagy's getting canned after Sunday.
That's the only thing that matters to Andy Dalton or Nick Foles.
Dom, we're going to change it. You're picking Chicago now.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Chicago.
Can you use Microsoft Paint and draw the Bears logo over it?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, I'm going with that. I mean, I don't know. I like Chicago's odds when it's not Justin Fields. I honestly think Justin Fields is terrible. Really,
I don't think he's really terrible.
Bad. I'm sorry, he's talented. He's got athleticism, but he's an Ohio State quarterback, which has literally never once worked in the NFL, literally ever. The list goes on and on of guys that get drafted from Ohio
Marcus
State.
Russell's pretty good though, so
They're bad. Okay.
An NCAA like 07 or you watch
Yeah.
the tape at home? Yeah, I did. Send them blank tapes.
And Jacob's
All right.
laptop just died, so
That's what it was. That's funny.
he's out.
Indianapolis at Jacksonville. We all went Indianapolis, even though Jacksonville, I mean,
6 straight.
Yeah, Indianapolis has a lot to go for right here, right? But it's I don't know. Indianapolis. I'm picking that one. That's for sure. I think we all are. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Here's a difference.
This was a 4-1 Pittsburgh, by the way, until me and Jacob decided to hop on the Baltimore train.
So in your hearts, I know you guys don't have the Pittsburgh pick, or I know you guys don't actually think Baltimore's going to win.
Correct.
All right. But yeah, Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh has it in the bag. Baltimore, I have no faith in. We all know that. So yeah. I want to hear you guys argue Baltimore though, without Lamar. So
you want to hear us argue Baltimore?
Because I think Huntley can get it done. They don't know what Huntley can do. That's really my only thing I can describe for it.
I don't think I can argue Baltimore.
Baltimore could be so happy.
I want to beat Dom.
That's
I'm not kidding. That's why I had.
That's why I told him. I told him it was 4-1. Will was the solo on Baltimore, and then me and Jacob switched ours because I was Pittsburgh too.
Yeah,
and I switched mine to Baltimore because I was
Baltimore would love to just send Big Ben out with an L. Okay, that's like the greatest thing Baltimore could do for themselves. No matter if they make the playoffs or not, if they can literally have Big Ben leave with an L, like leaving the NFL, would be some of the greatest things ever.
I agree.
But also, Lamar hasn't practiced since last Wednesday when he was hobbling around, and he hasn't practiced this week.
Tennessee at Houston. We all went Tennessee.
Houston won earlier.
Easy.
Yeah.
Dom, do you want to go Houston on this one just for?
No, not a chance.
No, why not?
New Orleans
go for a tie.
Oh, Chicago. Like what?
New Orleans at Atlanta. Me and Will, thank you, Will, are going Atlanta. I think Atlanta could really.
Matty Ice.
I really think Atlanta could do this. Cordero Patterson.
Cordero.
I think they have a good shot. I really do. I know New Orleans defense has picked it up later in the season, but New Orleans offense is just
amazing with Taysom Hill. I agree.
It's not. It's really just not.
Which Jacob has in fantasy, so I definitely need New Orleans to crap the bed this week. But yeah, gotta pick him because Dom's picking Atlanta.
Thanks.
No problem. I might actually change one. I might actually change one of these now that you're going Chicago. I might change one of these stupid ones back to what I think. But
I mean, do you? Whatever. The Jets at Buffalo. I know Will thinks the Jets can do this.
Will, you don't.
Listen. You almost beat Tampa Bay last week. When they run the ball, like ever since Zach Wilson came back from injury, the Jets have been such a good team to watch. Okay, although they don't have the wins to show,
what he's saying,
they have like they look so much better, especially with Michael Carter in the backfield too. And they're gonna get Elijah Moore back. If they get the rookie trio back, I think the Jets could pull off an upset here, and then we might see New England if they could pull off a win, get to host a home playoff game.
No chance. Jets aren't beating Buffalo. Sorry.
Congratulations with Mike Glennon. You gave him so much money to do nothing.
Hey, we're talking about the Jets here. We already talked about the Giants game.
Yeah, we're talking about stupid ass MetLife Stadium with the worst stadium design of all time, the worst $1 billion that could have ever been spent.
Next game we're going San Fran at the Rams. I mean, Josh and Will, why'd you go with San Fran?
Jimmy G 6-0 against the Rams.
No, I went for San Fran.
Jimmy G is 6-0 against the Rams. Yeah. Just let that sink in there.
Yeah, Will said this. We've heard Will say this how many times now?
A lot, and he convinced me of it, Dom, and I hate it. He convinced
me. He's gonna love me when he gets that win on it because Jimmy G does not lose to the Rams.
I was literally talking to Will on Xbox before this, talking to him about, hey, I need like one more game to switch to try to beat Dom, and he told me that BS stat. And, hey, I'm in.
Next we have New England at Miami. To be honest, this game never goes well. Just so we're all clear here, Will knows that. New England at Miami never goes well. So
Oh no, this is gonna be a shit show. I could watch Tua just throw 400 on the Patriots defense. Like it's just gonna go so south for the Patriots so fast.
yeah, I just that's I mean, I'm New England all the way. Don't get me wrong, but it worries me. The at Miami part never goes well.
Every time they play Miami at the
And
end
it's
of the
always-
season, like last week,
Yeah.
they go to the Super Bowl. So let's just keep
Oh,
that
well,
in
there
the
you
back of
go.
our heads.
Yeah, thank you, Will. Appreciate it. Seattle at Arizona. We all went Arizona. Seattle's a lost
Russ
cause.
goes out a loser out of Seattle, along
Yeah,
with Pete Carroll.
Sad. It's so sad. Seattle's just it's done. It's buns. Carolina at Tampa Bay. We all went Tampa Bay. Carolina, I mean, they might show up a little bit, I think, this game, I think they might give Tampa Bay a little bit of the run for their money.
Hey, if the Jets can do it, so can Carolina.
There you go.
Yeah, Sam Darnold ain't doing it. Best second round pick of all time. A top 40 pick for Darnold.
Darnold almost did it to me in our franchise. I was losing, or not losing, but we were like neck and neck until the fourth. So yeah.
Well, I mean, if you build up players on your defense instead of trading them all away for some like running backs,
like my
Should've done
80
better.
overall rookie linebacker and Isaiah Simmons and Buda Baker and all those guys that I'm building up. Okay. Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's talk about real life here. LAC at LV. The Chargers at the in the Vegas in the Death Star.
the Roomba.
This could be a tie. I mean, everyone's like, "Hey, listen. I mean, we could see 90 plays of just kneels for the entire game," but I that's not going to happen.
No chance that happens.
No, it's just not. I'm the only one picking the Raiders. You guys are going with the Chargers. The Chargers are a hit or miss team this year. The Raiders are, I feel like, a hit or miss team as well.
Oh, Joe. What a fantastic comment by Joe. He's only just asking Dom to open his studio door so he can give you Taco Bell chicken wings. It just came out.
You like that? I know Will's going to get them tonight too. So.
I know, I'm excited.
Good Taco Bell.
So all right. Truly, what do you guys think about this game? Because this could be a very important make or break game for both of these teams. This is like
probably the biggest game of the week.
This is the game we want for sure on Sunday night. Like
that's why I got flexed to Sunday night.
Yeah, correct.
I think both teams are going to try like hard to win this game. It's win and get in, right? I mean, obviously,
it's literally win and get in.
So it comes down to better team.
As long as Indianapolis beats Jacksonville, which they will, this is a make or break game.
The thing to me is the Raiders have risen to the occasion in clutch moments this season. And this is like the most clutch moment that needs to happen for either of these teams. I think the Raiders might have it in the bag. Derek Carr has been pretty good under the pressure of any game so far this season. So
that's why I'm kind of second guessing the Chargers right now because how inconsistent they've been. But I don't know. Something about Justin Herbert makes me want to pick them.
Justin Herbert, Derwin James.
Oh yeah,
who's been underrated.
I think the Chargers are the better team, 100%. I just think this is situational, and the Raiders in situations, they've been there. So I don't know.
You have that one really quick wide receiver too. I can't remember his name.
Shut up.
I agree.
Good job, Josh. All right, that kind of rounds that up.
Good one.
Josh, if you want to close this out.
I had to. You guys know where to follow us. Johnny, if you're not following us anywhere, you've been here all show, so we appreciate you. Follow us down below. All of the Zephyr Roomba. All the social media is down below. To the House JD, To the House, Facebook, JD Network on Twitch. You guys know where to follow us. Also follow Will and Colton. They had me on this past week, yesterday really, for Play Action Podcast. Go ahead and follow them. It was a great guest appearance on there. And we do a Sunday show as well on Sundays, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, I think it is.
Yes.
Change it every week, I think. But 9 a.m. Central.
It hasn't changed once, but yes.
Not this year. It was an hour later last year, but it's okay. But yeah, go ahead and follow us. You guys know where to find us by now. And thank you guys for listening to the house.
Thank you to Johnny Wisconsin for sticking with us this whole time too and providing some feedback and stuff. Thank you very much.